It feels like forever ago that I began this bathroom vanity, and in today's video, I finally bring it all together to have a finished product. Join me in seeing the process of this build come to an end and hopefully learn a thing or two, or just sit back and enjoy. Now that all of my doors and drawer fronts were done, it was time to sand them all down to prep them for stain. If you don't have a hardware jig to add your hardware holes, this is how I've always done it, and although it may take a little bit of more time than using a jig, it works great and never fails. I take a piece of tape slightly longer than my handle and place it on a clean surface. Using the hardware pull, I'll place it evenly on the edge of the tape and then press firmly. This will leave an indentation of where the hardware holes should go. I mark them to make them more visible. I double check that they are even off the edge and they measure the correct distance apart before marking the center distance between the two. In this case, I had the tape over a piece of scrap wood, so I drilled straight through it to make the holes on the tape, but you could easily just punch the holes through it. On your drawer fronts, find the center point vertically and horizontally and mark it. Match up the center mark to the center hole on your tape, double check the side holes are at the same distance, centered, and mark them. If correct, then create your holes. So I've got a box of screws, I've got a box of popsicle sticks to use as spacers, my drill, and my drawer fronts. So I think it'll be easier to stain them on here than it will be to stain outside because I still have to attach them. As you guys saw, I already went ahead and drilled my holes for my hardware, and now I just need to place them where they belong. So the easiest way to do that is to take your drawer front, allow yourself your spacers, and I did at least 1/8 of an inch on each side. You can also use like a deck of cards, and obviously your drawer fronts have to be squared in order for this to work. If they're not square, then you'll find that the spacing isn't even. Once that's done, then I'm going to go ahead and screw straight into the holes. Purpose is for them to go all the way through, and once they go all the way through, then you can open your drawer from the inside, fix it, and then once you fix it, and then you can add your regular screws in your hardware. So I'll go through every single drawer and show you exactly what I mean. You've seen me carry all kinds of things around, from furniture to plywood, in order to be able to accomplish my projects. And although some of you show concern for how heavy some of these items may be, I can assure you that I wouldn't carry anything that I wasn't comfortable lifting. Some of you even wonder where I even get all of the energy from in order to be able to do my projects, which is why I wanted to introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, Future. Future is a fitness app that pairs you with your very own highly credentialed personal trainer that creates custom workouts just for you that you can do anywhere, anytime. Even though I've been living an active lifestyle for over 8 years now, having my very own personal trainer has been like a breath of fresh air. As most of you know, I am currently pregnant and will be entering my 3rd trimester pretty soon. And having someone make up my workouts that are tailored for me has been great, and it's been even more rewarding to be able to keep those energy levels high. Your personal trainer is available to you through the app, through messages, video calls, voice prompts,
to make you feel like they're right there with you. Together, you will work to meet your fitness goals. No matter your fitness goals or level, whether beginner or seasoned, Future has an expert trainer who knows exactly how to help you. Future is offering their very first month at only $19. Imagine what you could accomplish in that very first month. So if you're interested, go to tryfuture.co/Glenda or use the link down in the description. Now back to the video. I use brad nails to secure the drawer fronts from the inside, but you could also use screws.
I'm gonna unscrew it just a little bit so I have like a handle I can grab onto. I'm gonna give them a good wipe down before I go in and stain them. I'm gonna use the same stain, obviously. I'm gonna leave these drawers open so they can dry. It takes approximately 1 hour for this stain to dry.
For my faux drawer fronts, I did the same spacing but secured them from the inside using 2-inch mending plates. It was pretty difficult to record, so I apologize for that. Once I removed any dust left behind, I sprayed my top coat. I used a matte polyacrylic. After the first coat was dry, I came in lightly sanded before adding the second coat. I didn't want my manager around the house for when I did this, so I had to wait an additional day before being able to spray the second coat. To finish off the drawers, I removed my screws, drilled straight all the way through before adding my drawer pulls. I then moved on to measuring and creating the holes for my concealed hinges. This specific door is the one where we will drop our laundry into, and I use soft close frameless hinges. I also drilled some pilot holes to add hooks so I could be able to hang them. I repeated the same process for the rest of the doors, but with different measurements, since the remaining doors will have soft close inset hinges for framed cabinets. The two larger doors that belong to the upper storage cabinet will have exposed hinges, so I did not need to create any holes for those. Unfortunately, I've been pretty disappointed with how this stain has worked for me. It seems to sit on top of the wood and doesn't absorb very evenly. I've never had any staining issues before with other brands, and I tried using the stain conditioner on the bases as well of the same brand of this stain, and even then I was not impressed. For the doors, I opted to not use the stain conditioner because I felt like it was absorbing slightly better, and it gave me slightly better results, but it still wasn't as good as I would have liked. I've got my doors hanging, and up here, as you can see, this one's needing a coat on this side, this one as well. I think this is the only one that's stained on both sides. I still got to stain these, but I'm going to finish staining all of these, and then once I'm done, then I'll go ahead, wait till tomorrow since it's still wet and raining and kind of gross, and then I'll be able to go ahead and top coat them tomorrow morning. That's how they're looking. And I'll go back in, as you can see here, and go in with a smaller brush and get into those corners. After the stain had had a chance to absorb, I removed any excess. I top coated all of the doors using the same matte polyacrylic. After spraying, I moved them over to dry into my garage. I think this clip here is a better representation of what the color actually looks like. I feel like in most of the other clips, the camera is having a hard time showing what the color really looks like in person and picks up a lot more red tones than it actually is. Once I added all of the hinges to the doors, I began attaching them to the openings. Even with adjusting the hinges, I could not get the doors to fit the way I needed them to. In the end, my solution to the problem was to remove a blade size amount from each door, and that seemed to work. I don't actually know if I was installing the hinges wrong. I know specific hinges require a certain amount of spacing, so maybe I'm assuming that's why it wasn't working for me. I did allow 1/8 of an inch clearance all the way around, but I'm assuming that it was not enough. I did not have this issue when I used concealed hinges for frameless cabinets before that were inset as well. So lesson learned, maybe I'll look into that a little bit more next time I decide to do something that's framed and inset as well. The other issue I needed to solve was that the doors closed too far and surpassed the frame. So I added a small scrap piece of wood to act as a stopper. Now that I'm finally done, let's remember what this side of the bathroom used to look like. And what it looks like now. I feel like it definitely makes the room look more spacious. It feels taller, wider, and overall just bigger. Even with all the hiccups, I am 100% satisfied with this build. As a self-taught DIYer, it's sometimes discouraging and overwhelming when I hit a sticky point, but I love that I can learn from my mistakes and what I can improve on for the next project. I hope you enjoyed today's video and the process it took to get here. We still have a whole nother side of the bathroom to tackle, so I love y'all, be kind, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.